Ligt is very close to a Manchester United transfer move. Do not worry, this is not somebody on Twitter or a group, a forum, pretending they've got information but not saying where it's come from. This is coming from a very reliable source attached to Barcelona Football Club, and this is very much where I start to take notice and get a little bit hard, I suppose, because I would love De Ligt to come to Manchester United. So let's go through this. I mean, last night everyone was saying he's signing for us, but there's no credibility last night. Like I said, it's people making stuff up, and if they're not making stuff up and they're talking about their sources, why aren't they telling who their bloody sources are? But this is factual, and I'm going to go right into the back of this source as well. His name is Gerard Romero on Twitter. You can follow him at Gerard Romero. And if you translate what he said at about 6:15 this evening, De Ligt very close to United. Not definite, but very good proposal for the player. And he is quoting RAC1, who I believe are a Catalan radio station. So that, to me, is a very interesting start. If you want to take it a little bit further in relation to his credibility as a source, Gerard Romero, I can read you this, which is in relation to the ranking of Barcelona transfer reliability. And this is on a forum. And it says, in terms of Barcelona-focused journalists, Xavi Campos, Cat Radio, Alfredo Martinez, Onda Cero, and Gerard Romero would put RAC1 and Cat Radio here too. Most of the time it's info from Romero or Campos, and overall also other journalists there I rate higher than tier 2. So that is on a forum ranking like the sources close to Barcelona, and people saying that Romero should be ranked as a tier 1 source, which is obviously the highest there can be. Things that he's got right last summer. Griezmann, he said, would stay at Atletico Madrid, and he also spoke about Yuri Mina and Gomez going from Barcelona to Everton. He got those right as well. So this is a good source. It's nothing to do with England. It's nothing to do with Italy. It's not Damarcio. This is a source who has had information in the past from Barcelona Football Club, and he is saying De Ligt very close to Manchester United. Not definitive yet, but a very good offer has been made. So don't get overly excited, but this for me is the first bit of information that you can take to the bank and go, it's looking like United are trying to hijack this deal for De Ligt to Barcelona. Now, we can add a little bit else here as well. There's another source, and many of you will have heard of him. Guillem Balaguer. Steve from Essex, as I call him. So he's come out and said that I've been told, or as far as I know, Manchester United are not interested in signing De Ligt. You can read two things into that. One, that they're not interested in signing him, which he thinks isn't true, or two, they know De Ligt's going to go to Barcelona. So if Balaguer's saying we're not going to get him, and a reliable Barcelona source is saying that United are in for him, I think it's looking rather good at the moment. So there you go. I mean, that's. I mean, look, we can talk about De Ligt till the cows come home. A lot of people seem to think Edwin van der Sar, being ex-Manchester United player, will persuade De Ligt to come to Manchester United. But actually, Mark Overmars is there, and Mark Overmars used to play for Barcelona, so it's 1-1 there. You know, Van der Sar might have him in his office, say go to United, and Overmars, I'll have a word, go to Barcelona. So there's a lot in it. There's things about that. The fee in relation to Ajax, I think they want €75 million, which is about £65 million, which is Koulibaly's going to cost more than that, and he's 8 years older. What else? I mean, look, the way I read this, and I've got to be honest, those people who are joining us a little bit late. So this was not my planned videos tonight. I've got other things to talk about. Rashford's contract's running out. A little bit about Ruben Diaz and a few others. This was not my plan to do a video on this tonight. I've been in London all day. United stand have had a football game. It was boiling hot. It was a bloody great game. I can't wait for the video to come out. It was proper entertaining. Get home. Drawty brings me up and says, look at this. And I've looked into it. And to be honest with you, it would be wrong of us not to do it. Because I think over the last 48 hours, I've never seen so much shit on social media about people with sources. And as I said to you last night, I ain't going to react to that. I'm not reacting to some in-the-know Twitter account. I'm not reacting to... Well, there's one or two I respect on there, but the vast majority are bullshitters. They're just guessing. That they are. But this is something where I feel that there is something to jump on. And I hope Simon Stone from the BBC comments on it at some point, because I do rate him as well. But Gerard Romero, in the past has been accurate about Barcelona. Of course, he's been inaccurate about some things. He thought Neymar was going to stay and he didn't. And this is the thing, things can change. But he is considered to be a very good source in relation to Barcelona. He's not a Manchester United source either. So when it's coming from Barcelona and he is saying De Ligt is very close to a Manchester United move, it's not definitive, but a very good offer has been made, that is interesting. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We've been burnt in the past. I'm still in denial, says Mashat99. I'm glad that you've said that. What's your opinion in the live comments then now? Do you think that we are going to get him or we're not? I'll tell you where I sit on this, because I am sitting, I'm not standing. So I feel that I think Manchester United want De Ligt. Of course they do. I don't know what De Ligt wants. I don't know whether if he wants Barcelona, he'll go to Barcelona. If he feels he's worth more money and he wouldn't mind going to Manchester United, he might come to Manchester United. But to be honest with you, I feel that this is a plant. I feel it's all a plant. I think Manchester United may well have put the offer in, and I think Manchester United may well have said they're going to pay this amount of money. But I do think a lot of this is about Mino Raiola saying to Barcelona, this is what United are going to give him. Are you going to budge? And it's in Barcelona's court to do that. Now, if Barcelona don't budge, we get a very good centre-back. But if Barcelona do budge, Raiola and De Ligt get what they want. They get Barcelona and they get the increased pay and signing on fee, etc. So that's where I think we are. I think we're at, yes, United are interested, but I'm sure Liverpool would be interested. I'm sure a lot of people are interested. I'm not excited. I am excited by it, but I'm not really, oh, wow, that's amazing. I think a lot of people would like De Ligt. So United expressing an interest or even putting an offer in, that doesn't surprise me. We need a centre-back. Of course, you'd go for that, and we can afford him. That's fine. But what I do think is happening, I think that De Ligt may still well want the Barcelona move, and I think Mino Raiola is trying to get every bit of money out of him that he can. I have a theory about when this deal will be done, by the way, which I'll come back to. George Kyle, this transfer business reminds me of Cluedo, but I'll only name De Ligt when I see him in the United boardroom holding the pen. Definitely agree with you, George. I feel that this deal is very much one where, in the past I've said, Pogba's done, Sanchez is done, and I've been happy to say, what you're moaning about, and people are saying, no, I'm not thinking it's done, Mark, until he's holding up a shirt, and I'll go, look, it's done. You can bank it. I said that about Pogba weeks before he held up a shirt. I said it about Sanchez a week before he held up his shirt. But with De Ligt, I won't believe it till he holds the shirt. You can predict he's going to sign if you want, but for me, I will not wait. I will not believe it till he holds the shirt up, because I think he's that big a significant signing for Manchester United. Also, let me just remind you, the issue with the De Ligt deal as well is, I'm sure if he's going to sign for United, we all want it to happen tomorrow morning. It's not going to happen tomorrow because everything's about the Legends game tomorrow. Then it's Bank Holiday Monday in the UK. But more importantly, De Ligt's not signing for United in the next fortnight. And you can take that to the bank. It's not going to happen. Now, I hope that becomes a little meme and he signs midweek next week. It could happen, but I don't think he will sign anywhere for 2 weeks. As I understand it, Draughty told me this, the Dutch transfer window does not open till 11th of June. Well, obviously, that doesn't stop us signing somebody because it's our transfer window. But if Ajax have got 70 million to spend, they're probably going to want to spend it before the deal is signed. On top of that, De Ligt plays for Holland. You've got the UEFA Nations Cup. He's going to be part of that setup. So I don't see De Ligt announcing his future until mid-June anyway. So if you are starting to get excited about this deal, you're probably going to have to wait for a long time as well. Please do smash a like on the video. Spadman97, apparently fights between United players over wages led to a drop in form at the end of the season. Well, if that's true, Spadman, that just says a lot about the squad that we've got at the moment. Ed Woodward, it's not the real one, I'm sure, says, I'm pissing myself in laughter looking at how wonderfully thick Manchester United fans are. They seem to be getting more ignorant and gullible by the year. My plan is working and my victory is nigh. Look, I know that Ed Woodward, thanks for the contribution. I know obviously that's satirical. It's a joke, but in many ways, there is some truth to that, because if we don't sign De Ligt, we've all fell into the, has anybody said that? Has anybody said that other than that great comment there? How angry were we 2 weeks ago when we lost to Cardiff? Fed up with the board, fed up with the players, absolutely pissed off. I'm not buying this shirt anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. 2 weeks later, we're all there like lapdogs with our tongues out going, can't wait, De Ligt. I'm doing it, you're doing it. Oh, this is amazing. And then when it doesn't happen, because we were never going to get the deal, we've all been mugged off because we've all got excited. We've all got into United again. We're all buzzing. And there might be absolutely nothing in it. But that's what happens, isn't it? You do After a bad season, you do get enthralled by the transfer window because it's whatever anybody says about it, it can be massively exciting and positive. And look, De Ligt would be a fantastic signing for United. I don't need to go into the detail of it. I did the video the other day. You can give it a watch. It's only 5 minutes long. He's a very, very, very good player. He's 2-footed. He's dominant in the air. Both boxers. He's a leader. And that's the thing that pushes me over the edge with De Ligt, is that a leader, he would just come in and lead that team, which is what we need. Be a fantastic signing for us. I wouldn't even expect... what I would say about De Ligt, and hopefully we will get to talk about this if he does sign for us, I don't expect him to come in and be the next bloody Varane or anything like that. He's going to take time. He's only 19. He's got to adjust to a new league. I expect him to make mistakes at the start, but I think in the long term he'd be a great signing, which is interesting. Let me just take these super chats, then I'll come back to something very interesting about De Ligt, because some people are concerned that he's owned by Mino Raiola now, so he comes to United at 19 and then in 3 or 4 years at 24 he goes to Barcelona, and maybe that's the dream that Mino Raiola is selling him to make more money out of him, which is a good theory. Pritchard Prasad says, Mark, in my mind, I'm thinking if that we get De Ligt, great, but if we don't, I will respect De Ligt even more. That money isn't a thing to De Ligt. That's a great point as well. I like De Ligt. I was very impressed with that his performances this season, what I've seen. But when I saw him giving that speech to the Ajax fans, I thought, you know what, this guy, he is something special. And I would respect him if he went to Barcelona, as much as I want to come into United as well. Jacob Hurley, Mark, wow, just wow if this happens. Will be an amazing signing, but will not hold hopes up just in case, still early to predict. Will give us a great leader. Reminds me a bit of Roy Keane as a young lad. And Nick P, can't wait to see our backline next season. De Ligt, Jones, Youngie, Matic acting as a shield in front. Great times ahead. Look, it's a little bit of negative is always good. But let me just say this. There is an interesting theory here that Mino Raiola sort of did this with Pogba. Go to United for 3-4 years, then you get your dream move to Barcelona, Real Madrid. And that, for Raiola, that's fantastic because he gets a massive signing on fee when Pogba comes to United, then he'll get another one when he goes to Real Madrid. And it looks like that could happen, whether it's this summer or next season. It looks like Pogba will go to Real Madrid or Barcelona at some point. I certainly don't see him staying at United into his 30s, so that's great for Raiola. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is what happens with De Ligt if he comes to United. You're only 19, United are offering you more money, you're set for life, you'll get massive wages, you go to United till you're about 24, and then you go to Barcelona anyway, because you're only 24, you're not even in your prime. So 5 years at United, then you go to Barcelona, and Riola's thinking, massive signing on for me when he goes to United, massive wages for my client, and then at 24, massive signing fee again when he goes to Real Madrid. And that's how Raiola might be thinking. What I would say about that is, I would still do it, because if we can get De Ligt for 4 or 5 years, and he leaves at 25 to go and play for Barcelona or Real Madrid, they're going to have to pay a lot of money to get him as well. So, I would take him. I would take him. Yeah, would he be here for the next 10 years? Hopefully. Maybe we could become successful and he wouldn't want to leave and we become one of the best teams in Europe. On the other hand, maybe we don't and he leaves, but I still think it's a good signing for us. Greg Hempsel says, somehow need to turn around the cloud over the club. If they go all out spending on world-class players, imagine who we could attract. Snowball effect. I mean, you know what? The rumour, so let me just, I know we've got people joining a little bit late, so I'm just going to recap here. So obviously a lot of people are talking about De Ligt coming to Manchester United. They are spouting, I even read an article today from Calcio Mercato in Italy, quoting a Twitter account talking about the De Ligt thing, and calling this Twitter account an in the know. And I know it's not an in the know, I know it's a bloody fake account, but that's how ridiculous it is when, outlets are now running news stories, transfer stories on people making it up off Twitter. So it's hilarious. And a lot of people were doing that last night. And I said, I don't believe it. Until there's a proper credible source, I'm not even going to start believing anything about De Ligt. And what we've had this evening is a credible source. Now, you can base that credibility on what you like. His name is Jared Romero. He's quoting the RAC1, which is a Catalonian radio station, saying that De Ligt to Manchester United is very close. It's not definitive, but it's a very, very good offer. Now, that to me, as I said, I will take that to the bank and say, right, this is starting to move now. That is a credible source. If you don't know who Jared Romero is, close to Barcelona. A lot of people feel like he's got leaks from Barcelona, sources from Barcelona. As I said before, some of the things he's got right. Mina and Gomez to Everton last summer. He said Griezmann would stay at Atletico Madrid last summer. He's done other things as well. He's got some things wrong. I think some people do. But credibility-wise, a lot of people would say that he's one of the best sources for Barcelona news. And let's not forget, he's a Barcelona source saying that De Ligt, a player that they want, is close to a move to Manchester United. Now, that might be half-glass empty pessimism. But to me, that's the first source, I would go, right, I can live with that. You know, it's not some of the crap you get from Spanish outlets. It's something that you can go with. So yeah, I'm not going to believe it till he holds the shirt up, because I think it's such a significant signing for Manchester United. But it is something that we can certainly move with and hope with. But as I said, it's going to be a couple of weeks before De Ligt announces his future anyway, because he's going to be playing for Holland. De Ligt and Koulibaly would show our commitment to a rebuild, says Greg Hempsel. And Sebastian Anderson, I believe Edwin van der Sar and Sir Alex will have a big part if De Ligt comes to United. De Ligt is a huge admirer of Sir Alex. Z says, would you still take De Ligt even if he leaves us for Barcelona in his prime like Pogba may? Rumours to Barca will start as soon as he holds our shirt. I would. In that situation, I would, because beggars can't be choosers, and I think I would. Thanks for the contribution, Envy Septic. I mean, I would. I mean, I don't know about you lot. Get in the live comments. I would. I have heard about the left back from Betis, Hello Fati, and I will speak about him. Thanks for the contribution. Welcome Manchester United to Zlatan, says Baka. That's, I don't know. De Ligt, please come to United, says Edwin Tan. Look, I think it's an interesting one. It's going to run and run, isn't it? And I hope that we do get the deal done. But I still do think that he probably will go to Barcelona. That's where I personally feel about it. But as I said, to actually have a source talking about it that you can sort of give some credibility to is a big thing, because I'm sure like you lot, I'm just getting a bit tired and fed up of the crap that's being put out there by people trying to get followers on Twitter and other groups, making up lies. At the end of the day, you know, you're playing with people's emotions. I know it's only football, but people do believe it, and there's so much fake shit out there. So it's good that we have got something from a credible source, and let's wait and see. As in his own words, it's not definitive, but it's a very good offer, and De Ligt's got a decision to make. And will Barcelona, if Barcelona enhance their offer, then we're going to struggle. But what I was going to say is that Marcus Rashford, there was an article today mentioning Man City being interested in Marcus Rashford, and I nearly laughed my head off, quite literally. But like, there's no. Pep spoke glowingly about Rashford and Lingard during the World Cup last year. Would he want them at Man City? Bollocks. No, he wouldn't. He's got way better players than those two, especially Lingard. He wouldn't let him wash his boots. So yeah, but the interesting thing about Rashford is he's got only 2 years left on his contract. He's got this year, this next season, and then we've got the option of extending it for a further year, which is less than I thought with Rashford, which is why there's all this talk about his contract. Now, consider this. If it's true that we're offering De Ligt £250,000 a week, that, again, is going to cause a massive issue with the wage structure at Manchester United, and that is where I become a little bit concerned about this deal. I want it to happen, but if you give De Ligt £250,000 a week, Lindelof is probably on half that. Rashford is just negotiating and is on half that. Lingard's on 100 grand a week. It's going to cause a lot of, if there is turmoil in the dressing room about wages with Sanchez, 19-year-old comes in on 250 grand a week. It's, again, I'm sorry, the modern footballer is greedy. Stereotypically, they are. And this could create a further problem. I mean, apparently Rashford wants 200 grand a week. I don't think he's worth that, but if De Ligt's coming in on 250 grand a week, he might feel he is. Dazu, what I'm saying is we've got to be very, very careful about that. Dazu W says, if we get De Ligt for 65 million, I would still go for Maguire for 70 million. That's two centre-backs for 135 million, and Koulibaly would cost 100 million. I'll tell you what, it'd be interesting if we did sign two centre-backs. And Ashi Takar says, I think we should at least make a bid for Louis Armitage. Young, very strong, quick, and insane technical ability. Thoughts? Don't know anything about him, mate. You could be making somebody up there. It's not a name that immediately comes to mind, I'm afraid. So I can't make any comments on him. I genuinely can't think who you're talking about. So maybe you're winding me up. De Ligt started following Pog, Dalot, Rio, Fred. Should we take any cue from that? Says Sarab Chowdhury. I did read about that, and I can't remember who said it. But they basically said, I wouldn't read anything into that. He's always had a soft spot for Manchester United. And I thought, all right, let's not read anything into the fact that he's followed United players, but I'm definitely reading into what you've just said, that he's got a soft spot for United. That's even more. So a journalist was trying to rubbish the fact that De Ligt had followed Rio, etc. But in the same sentence says he's always had a soft spot for United. Well, that's even more compelling than him following Rio. So, look, we could get very, very excited about this deal. But I think ultimately, we're never going to know the facts. Gillian Balagay says we're not interested. I think cutting through all the crap, cutting through the fact that you've got a credible source talking about it now, I personally think the scenario is this. De Ligt wants to go to Barcelona. Barcelona want De Ligt. Raiola has mentioned him to United. United have offered more than Barcelona, and now De Ligt's got a decision to make, and Barcelona have got a decision to make. Will Barcelona offer him more money? And if they don't, will De Ligt choose us over Barcelona? I think that's the scenario. And I still think we'll see De Ligt holding up a Barcelona shirt, and we get bantered to shit by Arsenal, Liverpool fans saying, ha ha ha, you thought you were getting De Ligt, you're an Aberdeen Cup banter side. So yeah, that's why I'm a little bit sceptical, and that's why I'm only going to react to things that are I can research and go, yeah, there's some credibility to that. I can't research a made up Twitter account, and I can't research somebody on a forum who's saying they've got sources but not telling us who they are. To be honest, you know, with those people, maybe you have got a source, but I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to err on the side of caution and not believe you unless you tell us who your source is. I don't understand why people believe Twitter accounts and people on forums pretending they've got information if they're not going to tell you who their source is. Where's the credibility in that? Oh, I'm really, really genuine, but I am really genuine. Look at what I've got right. I think you guessed it. Oh, no, I didn't. I've got a source. Well, tell us who your source is. No, I can't do that. Well, I don't believe you then. I don't believe you because you've got no bloody credibility behind it. I think you're just guessing. NV Septic. If Manchester United do get all of the signings they are after and the fans are after, what are your expectations for next year? That's a very big question, mate. My expectations for next year are that if we get top four, it'll be a good season. I'm not going to move off that because remember when we got Mourinho, we got Pogba, Zlatan, Bailly, Mkhitaryan, and we were like, oh, we're going to win the league. We didn't win the league. We came fifth. So I think it shows you the enormity of the job at Manchester United. Sharab Chowdhury, De Ligt started. Yeah, I've read that one, which is great. Okay, we've got a new member, which is Leo Falstad, Robert Brennan, and Daniel Roots Gaming. Welcome, lads. Latest members of the United Stand Members Club. You can do that by clicking the join button, and you will get a little badge next to your name, access to the emojis. So welcome to that. Wouldn't De Ligt further damage our wage structure, says Z. It's like an echo. Thanks for the contribution, Z. I was just talking about that. Yes. You bring De Ligt in on £250,000 a week. You've got a lot of players with big egos at United who are going to be on less money, and they're going to want more money. In fact, as I said, I think Rashford's the prime example. He needs a new contract. If De Ligt comes in on 250 grand a week, he might say, I'm not signing unless you give me that, and I'll run my contract down because I'm pissed off. So we have got to be careful. We have got to be careful. And I suppose it goes back to that argument we had before. Should we even be signing people like De Ligt, or should we be signing players that are hungry and want to come to the club for the right reasons who aren't coming for money? You know, we all want De Ligt, but actually, should we say, no, you clearly want to go to Barcelona. You're only coming to us for the money. No, let's go and get someone like Harry Maguire who would be happy to be paid 100 grand a week and will run through brick walls for this shirt. You know, interesting, isn't it? Sebastian Anderson, Mark, if we sign De Ligt, I will cry, smile, probably get hard, and I might even have a shit. This is too good to be true. You're making me dream, Mark, says Sebastian Anderson. I'll be honest with you all, I'm not getting massively excited about this. I think that the story has some credibility to it now, some credence, as I would say, with Gerard Romero talking about it. That gives it something, because this morning I was like, there's all this talk about De Ligt, but where is there anything you can hang your hat on and say that we're in for him? It could just be a load of crap. But now we have got a little bit of something. I'm like, you know, clearly I think we are in for him, but do I think we're going to sign him? Not till he holds the shirt up. Nick P, until we get rid of the crap in our squad, signing De Ligt is like throwing truffles on a frozen pizza. Hope if we get him, we can build around him. Yes, I agree with you on that one. Just to add a few other bit of news, I mean, I suppose it's slightly irrelevant to people because we're talking about centre-backs and we're all hoping we're going to get De Ligt, but Ruben Diaz of Benfica is a very good up-and-coming centre-back. I'd be very happy if we'd bought him. He has apparently going to sign a new contract with Benfica, so that one's looking like a dead end. Welcome to Danish Iqbal. Thanks for joining as a member of the United Stand Members Club. You're very welcome, pal. And I'm really excited for next year, given the transfers, says Knee1 for a BJ. Good name. We haven't made any transfers yet, so I won't get too excited. Of the class of 99, who would take now for the squad? Says Philip Richardson. All of them, if they were fit and in their prime. All of them. I would take every single player of the starting 11 from the class of 99 if they're in their prime. They're all better than those. And I'd pick them 1 to 11. Schmeichel in goal, Gary Neville, Irwin, Johnson and Stam, Beckham, Keane, Giggs and Scholes, Cole and York up front. Thank you. Everyone else piss off. Yeah, it's not even a debate. Not even a debate. Pogba can sit on the bench with Martial. Kevin Talks Football says, I've started a fan channel. Any advice? Would you overhaul the whole squad and start again with the Premier League proven players? I think we need a major overhaul, Kevin, at Manchester United. I think many people that. Good luck with your YouTube channel. Just be your own person. That's what I would say. I'll believe it when I see it, says Matthew Eden. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Of course, any Manchester United transfer news over the summer, we will go live. That I feel has credibility, of course, and we're live every night at 8 o'clock, and Transfer Daily Monday to Friday 7 a.m. So do subscribe, get your notifications on, which you can do by clicking the bell and ticking to get all notifications. So thanks everybody who has subscribed. We are only 150,000. We are only 150 subscribers away from 455,000, which is quite a big thing. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. Somebody did ask if I could talk about the Real Betis defender. Is it Firpo for £26 million? This is where I get concerned about transfer news, though, because it's like this happens as well. This is why you get linked to over 100 players every summer. So we're being linked to a Real Betis fullback. I think he's from the Dominican Republic, but they expect him to make his debut for under 21 Spanish side. Is it Firpo is his surname? Left back for Betis. I don't think we're going to sign him, do you? I don't, but it's just another name. Mark loved seeing how Mourinho was acting that he was a contender for the Juventus job, says Prasad Prasad. Oh yeah, Mourinho's such a great manager, nobody fucking wants him. Sorry for the language. Philip Engen says, your thoughts about the rumours signing Elias Singstad from Asker? Strong defensive midfielder with crazy techniques, sort of player we need in our squad. I don't know anything about him, mate. I don't know whether people are trying to catch me out, so I go, oh yeah, he's a great player. But if I don't know a player, and I don't know anything about that player, I have to put my hand up and say no. I don't think we need a left-back either, Orn Kelly. I don't think we need a left back. We probably do need a backup left back, to be fair. If Luke Shaw got injured next season, who's going to play left back? Ashley Young. So we probably need. We are a little bit short in relation to backup, and I don't think there's anybody really coming through the youth setup. I did quite like the look of Dimitri Mitchell a couple of years ago, but he's not really taken it on to the level that he needs to do. So we're a little bit short. However, Delo can play left back, so I don't think that we do need a left back, to be honest. Go on, lads. Let's get him to 500,000 subscribers, says Nicholas Pitt. Yeah, we're a little way away from that at the moment. What else? Oh, yeah, I don't know whether anybody saw this, actually. I don't know what your thoughts are on this. But Rojo came out with some interesting comments. I think it was yesterday evening. I would prefer Tillemans over Rice, Ollie 47. Yes, I would. Rojo saying that he's spoken with Ollie and he wants him as part of his plans for next season. So we'll see what happens. I think Rojo's got to go. I think Rojo has got to go. I mean, he can play left back though, so that's why I sort of brought it in there. That's what got me thinking. It didn't sound like Rojo was looking for a move away from United, probably because he's on great wages and no one will give him that money. He very, very nearly. This is a true story. I was down at Sky Sports last August for the last day of the transfer window, and while I was there, Toffee TV were there, and in the last hour they were telling me that Rojo was going to sign for United. It was, they were trying to get it over the line, and it didn't happen. So Rojo has nearly left United before. His wages are the stumbling block, and they always are. But I don't really want Rojo at United. I know a lot of people like him, but I actually think he's a red card waiting to happen. Some of his tackling is disgusting. And I don't rate him at left back. I think he's a crap left back. If you remember that game where he played left back a couple of months ago, and he actually was pretty much holding Phil Jones's hand when he should have been bombing on against some crap side at home at Old Trafford. So I don't rate Rojo. I'd like to see Rojo go, but maybe he isn't going to go. Maybe it's looking like he may well stay. And Jack Grealish has been mentioned by Robbie Savage about United, which I thought I would just mention because there's no credibility to that. It's just an opinion from Robbie Savage saying if we're looking at Daniel James from the Championship, we should be looking at Jack Grealish. Look, we don't have to start signing all the best players in the Championship. That's not going to help us finish in the top 4 next year. I think with Daniel James, he's a very specific talent where it's worth the risk. He's 15 million quid because he's only got a year left on his contract. He's a very, very talented lad. Can he make the step up to the Premier League? Can he become a top 4 player? There are big ifs, but I think for that amount of money and the sort of player he is, it's worth a risk. I don't think we need to start signing loads of Norwich players and Villa players. I don't think that's the way to go. We need a mix of signings this summer, and most of all, they all need to be hungry, talented players who are looking to go to the next level. And going back to De Ligt there, whatever you think about him, I know he got to the Champions League semi-final with Ajax, but Manchester United would be a big step up for him. It would. It would. Factually, it would. Even though Ajax are a better team. The league is far more competitive in the Premier League. Mark, these players get to wear Man United shirt 40 times a season and play at Old Trafford and don't feel how lucky they are, lazy pricks. Says Prichashar Prasad. Well, as I said, I played on Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago and absolutely loved it. And I would agree with you, when you're wearing that United shirt and running out on that pitch, every second of every minute that you're on that pitch, you should be absolutely on it and running through brick walls. But obviously footballers become quite complacent and get used to it and don't feel that buzz every second of every minute when they're playing for United. Otherwise, if they did give a shit, then we wouldn't have had the last 6 years of the club, would we, where so many players have performed so badly. Richarlison for 100 million. Got to be joking, says Brendan Mills. Yeah. I don't really want Richarlison, to be honest with you. I don't. I think he's a good player, but I'm not quite sure. 6 minutes behind, Mark. Sorry. What would you do to fix our broken wage structure? Full of mercenaries and academy players have mercenary mentality, says Z. To be honest, to break the wage structure at Manchester United, you've got to break the wheel, haven't you? And to do that, you've basically got to say we're not paying anyone more than 200 grand a week and start from there. It means in a few years you can pay someone more than 200 grand a week, but you try and get everybody under a certain wage and start again. But to do that, you've got to sell Pogba, you've got to sell De Gea, you've got to sell Lukaku, and you've got to not buy a player and pay them more than that. And obviously you've got to get rid of Sanchez. And then you sort of say our ceiling is 200 grand a week. And I would like to see that happen, but I don't think we will. I think we will chuck money at the problem. Man with a GoPro, what if Twansibi grows to be better than De Ligt? Well, it's funny, I was talking to Jorty about this morning, and I said, I really believe in Twansibi. I think Twansibi can become a very, very, very good centre-back. Now, is Twansibi's future at Manchester United next season? No. I think he needs to go on loan at a Premier League club, and I really hope that Villa get promoted on Monday, and then he can go back on loan there. But I think in a year's time, if he has a good season in the Premier League as a centre-back, we will have somebody. What I say about Twansibi is this: if he gets promoted with Villa next year and has a good season for Villa, and he wasn't a United youth product, everybody would be after him, all the top clubs, because he would have 2 really good seasons behind him, and he's a very good young centre back for England, English centre back. So a load of people would want him. He's already ours. So get him on loan next season to a Premier League club where he's playing every week, and in a year's time, get him back at Old Trafford and start playing him. That's what I feel about Twansibi. Twansibi is going to be class, says Christopher Thomas. Do you want Ruben Neves, Natural Mystic? I think he'd be perfect for United, but I don't think we will get anywhere near Ruben Neves. And I know De Ligt and Herrera play different positions, but he can become a leader just like Herrera, says Bad News Coach. I think he'd be a better leader than Herrera. He actually is a proper captain. Herrera was never our captain, was I? Why don't we get Koulibaly instead of De Ligt, says Mystic. Look, let's be honest here. All this talk about De Ligt could be a load of crap. It could all be a load of crap. And we could still be after Koulibaly. So I'd be very happy if we get Koulibaly. If De Ligt goes to Barcelona because it's his dream and we sign Koulibaly, I won't be disappointed. I'd love to get De Ligt. I'd prefer De Ligt over Koulibaly because of the age that De Ligt is, and you get more out of him. But if De Ligt goes to Barcelona and we get Koulibaly, there won't be any bit of regret or sadness in my face. I'll be absolutely over the moon. Because the thing that encourages me the most about this De Ligt story from the Barcelona source is that United are trying to spend big money on a centre-back. And it worried me towards the end of the season when there was talk that United might not need a centre-back. We need to sign a top-class centre-back. And if we sign De Ligt or Koulibaly or even, Harry Maguire to a certain extent, I'll be very happy. I mean, Maguire's a drop-off from those two, definitely. But if we get Koulibaly and we don't get De Ligt, I'll still be absolutely ecstatic. He's a very, very good centre-back. So, I hope we get one of them. MUFC Reece Russell, sack Woodward, sign Levy, smart with structure. Doesn't always spend money though, does he? Alex Marmon, a central defensive partnership of Twansibi and De Ligt would be like having 2 new signings in defence and would be better than the Chuckle brothers. Look, ideally I think Lindelof deserves to be the centre-back with whoever we sign next season. I don't think we would sign 2 centre-backs. And I don't think Twansibi's quite ready yet to be playing. So I would put Twansibi on loan. Take both Koulibaly and De Ligt, says Jeremy William. I can categorically say this in all safety that this will never become a meme for people to take the piss out of me with. We will not sign De Ligt and Koulibaly this summer. Guaranteed. That will not happen. It won't happen. It just will not happen. As says Alderweireld, I think you've always got to consider Alderweireld. £25 million he's available for in August. He's not signed a new contract with Spurs. Maybe he will do, maybe he won't, but he's available for 25 million in August, and he's a good centre-back. I just don't think I think he's too old for us because he's 30 now, but, you know, you never know. We could get 2 centre-backs. We could just get Ligt. Chloe Jenkins, João Felix staying at Benfica, he stated on the club's website. Yeah, I never felt that João Felix was coming to United, to be honest with you, Chloe. I didn't see... I just didn't see that it made that much sense. There you go. Man with a GoPro, let's say we buy Ligt and he comes into the dressing room anticipating that he'd lead us, but then we have the egos like Youngie, Lingy and Jonah. Then what? Yeah. You know, he is a leader, but he's going to walk into a very difficult dressing room, that's for certain. But we'll see. So, look, anybody who's joined us a little bit late, the summary is this. A lot of people have been talking about Ligt over the last 48 hours. I think they're full of shit. That rhymes with Ligt. Because they're not talking about what their source is. They're just saying, oh, I've been told this, I've been told that, because I want people to follow me and pretend to be in the know. What we've had this evening is Gerard Romero, who is considered to be a decent source in relation to Barcelona, saying that Manchester United, that Ligt is close to a move to Manchester United. It's not definitive yet, but the offer is very good. And that is from a Barcelona source who a lot of people feel is a very credible source. So that is where I come in and say, look, this is looking positive. Promising, not positive. Because I still do feel that United probably have put an offer in, but what if Ligt still wants to go to Barcelona and he still chooses Barcelona because that's what he wants, or Barcelona increase their fee because they're desperate to get him? If that happens, he could still go to Barcelona anyway. But it is encouraging that United, by the sounds of it, are willing to spend a lot of money on a centre-back, because if we don't get Ligt, maybe we do get Koulibaly, in which case I'll be very, very happy as well. No update on Ndembele, Sergio, but what a great question that is, because I can give you an update. The Lyon president, it was the last league games in France last night, and the Lyon president said that there will be 2 significant departures from Lyon this summer, and that does not include Nabil Fekir. So a lot of people were saying, well, Lyon will sell 2 players, and one of them will be Fekir. The chairman or president of Lyon came out and said Nabil Fekir is supplementary to the 2 players that will leave. So there'll be 3 players leaving effectively, Fekir and 2 others. So that is quite promising, because when you think about Lyon, there are a few players that could leave, but the 2 that come to my mind are obviously Moussa Dembele, who've been linked to, the striker, and Tanguy Ndembele. So 2 players will leave Lyon as well as Fekir, which is from the chairman or president of Lyon. So that is very interesting. Doesn't mean they're going to come to United, of course. Doesn't mean they're going to come to United, but, you know, who knows. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Saturday night show is normally a little bit more relaxed and chilled out from that, but the news is there. We've reacted to it. You've got the background to the credibility. You know what? If you want to go and do a little bit of digging yourself, Gerard Romero reliability, type that into Google, or have a look at his Twitter feed at Gerard Romero. Lots of followers. He is genuine. The tweet is still there as well. So, you know, take it with a pinch of salt or take it with a pinch of positivity. I do think United are trying to sign Ligt. I still think he'll probably go to Barcelona. But at least we now have something credible behind our interest rather than made-up Twitter accounts. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll be back again tomorrow. Really enjoyed the show tonight. Hope you did. And I'm knackered. I'm going to have a rest now. I've been down to London. United Stand FC played Hackney Quick. It was a brilliant game. We'll get the video up for you later in the week. Absolutely fantastic. Last minute drama. You're going to really enjoy it. Thanks for watching. And a couple of goals for the lads as well. United Stand regulars. Ransom Flex got a goal today. I'm not going to tell you the score though. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon. Oh, I'm talking about United Stand FC. Get one for the summer. We've got this one. And also, this is the kit I was wearing today. We got the black kits, which are, you also, I haven't got it on this one, but if you get the kit, you also get the arm stuff on the arm as well. So that's the away kit, and this is the home kit. Links in the video description. Support United Stand FC, and we are going to start telling you where we're playing the games from now on. We're playing on Friday night in London as well. I'll post that out, so if you want to come down, do. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.